Hey!
Hey, everybody. Hi, honey. Welcome to the most wonderful real estate podcast ever. I'm your host, Dwan Twyford, and I am so stinking excited that you are here with me today. I got to tell you, man, I had Bill on last week and we talked about the 1 year anniversary. And I've got to be honest, I feel like such a crazy weight has been lifted off of us. Now, I totally understand. Bill's not completely out of the woods. If you don't know what I'm talking about, he went through a crazy stem cell transplant, bone marrow. Like this last year has been no joke, for real. But after we did that podcast last week and the 1 year went by, it was just like, I feel like I can breathe again. And I know the last couple of months I have not been as consistent as I love to be with my podcasting. Look how long my hair got. Today I was like, when did my hair get this long? I've been so busy taking care of Bill and just throwing my hair in a ponytail every day. I started to fix my hair today and I was like, dang, my hair long. So I feel like the weight of the world has been lifted off of my shoulders. So I'm super excited to get back with you guys every single week, not miss any weeks, get back to my super great intense training and learning and education and all the fun stuff that y'all need to know. So I am Dwan Twyford. I'm America's most sought after real estate investor. This is the most wonderful real estate podcast ever. I took the word Dwan and wonderful and made a new word, which is kind of fun. Our motto here at Dwanderful is people before profits. So if that resonates with you, you're at the right place, it's the right time. If you would like a free ebook, the top 7 real estate investing strategies for today's new market, go to Dwanderful, Dwanderful, Dwanderful.com and opt in, and you're going to get an ebook called The Top 7 Real Estate Investing Strategies for Today's New Market. It's over 200 pages. It's really a great program. And you're going to get my Flipping Houses ebook as well. So I'm just excited that you're here. I'm excited to be here. I always love podcasting, and I really stayed up with it the best that I could during everything that Bill was going through. But there were some times I missed, and just a lot was going on. So let's start off having a toast. Water. Cheers. Everybody take a drink. Everybody. Shake off whatever you got going on. Have an open mind and let's get talking today. I have a lot of stuff I want to cover with you today. Now, I told you all back, I think in August, I started going out with my daughter, Ayla, and my daughter-in-law's sister, Felicia, and we started door knocking. Because, Bill and I were in Denver, we're at the hotel every day. We really couldn't go anywhere. He especially couldn't. I really couldn't either, but I would get in the car with the girls and just like quietly go along and talk to homeowners and such. And we've closed a few deals and we've had some really great luck. But now that kind of the reins are lifted and some of the guidelines are lifted, I can get really into it. So this last few weeks, we've really been hitting it hard. So one thing I noticed, and I only started noticing this, and it's like the end of like this is March, like literally just this month. I finally started to notice that on the foreclosure leads, the paper. So we print out a list of all the foreclosures, and it has the people's name, the address, the bank, the sale date, what they owe, has all the stuff. And just since March, I started noticing that all those COVID foreclosures, they seem to have gone. There was a lot of foreclosure sales in December, so many in January, February. And the banks really pushed hard to like get rid of those, or they worked something out with people and the people got back on track. But now, like it's March, when we go out and we're out like talking and door knocking and things like that, we're looking on people's foreclosure sheets and we're seeing sale dates now that are set for June. So now it's March, so they have like April, May, June. Now they're in foreclosure. Their sale date is 90 days away, but the last, I don't know, 6 months, we've been finding people where their sale date is in a week or 4 days or 10 days. And not that we can't do it because we've done a bunch. I've told you about a lot of the deals that we've done, but when you have a couple of months, it's a little bit better because first of all, you're not so stressed out trying to get a deal done really quickly, and the homeowner's not freaking out like, "Oh my god, I got to move in a week." So I like to have sale dates where I've got about at least, well, 30 days to 60 to 90. 90 is good because we can get the deal closed and get them moved and out. I mean, we're going to get everybody in and out. And, I'm going to close every deal in 2 to 3 weeks, maybe four if they need a little bit more time to move. Um, but it's nice to see people that have just a minute of time because it gives them a little bit more time to process. They're not any less motivated. In fact, the people now are that went through all the COVID and maybe they got back on track with their payments or they're newly in foreclosure again. These, excuse me, oh, the water must have given me the hiccups. No, excuse me. But, we don't edit here. This is what life is like. People hiccup and all kinds of stuff, and we just keep on rolling. Um, but now I'm back to the people that are in trouble for the normal reasons. Like a guy that we're working with right now, he had to move out of state. His mom and his sister are living in the house. The sister was supposed to pay rent, pay the mortgage payment. She has not paid the mortgage payment. Now it's 12, coming right up about not 10 to 11 to 12 months, no payments, but he's already in foreclosure. So the bank's like, hey, when they missed the ninth payment, they filed foreclosures on him. Now, during the COVID, we had that nationwide forbearance agreement. People didn't make payments for ages. And then when they started making payments, they tried to work out loan mods, tried to work out forbearances. People went in, they went out, they fell in, they fell out, like all the stuff happened. But like the new guy, like right now, he's 9 payments and they filed the foreclosure. And then the sale date is 3 months away. So at 12 months, the bank is like, that's it, we're taking the house, we're done. But he's a brand new, fresh, not a COVID leftover. These are like fresh people now. So he had to move out of state. Um, and he lives with his fiance, and they have 5 boys. He left his mom and his sister. They said, "Oh, we'll pay the rent. We'll take care of everything. Don't worry about it." And then the sister, of course, haven't paid. So now this poor guy's got an 85-year-old mother, and he's got a sister that won't pay, can't pay, just won't pay. And he can't afford to live in this state and have a house over here. So now I am going over and above on this one because the mom is the same age as my mom. And she needs a place to live and she doesn't want to move where he's at in Indiana. She likes Colorado. So I'm actually going to take her down to the little place where my mom lives. It's called the Argyle. It is the cutest, most beautiful building. It's the 1920s. It was a women's boarding house back in the day. And this place is beautiful. The architecture is beautiful. It's just full of antiques. It's a beautiful place. My mom loves it. They cook all your meals, they cook all your snacks, they take you out on the bus, they go to movies, they go to shopping, they go grocery shopping, they take you to the doctors, they clean your room, do your laundry, they do everything. Like you just have to hang out and have a good time. So I'm actually going to take this little cutie pie lady over there and I'm going to show her around and say, hey, look, here's an option if you don't want to live in Indiana. And she's got a good retirement and she's got good Social Security and she would clearly be able to live in a really nice place. But it's the sister. The sister was refusing, telling the brother he needs to suck it up, It's like he's got a fiance, 5 kids, he lives in this state. He can't make this payment over here. And so we got to pay, we got a reinstatement, and the reinstatement is not a lot of money. And we got a payoff on the bank, and there's a quite a bit of equity. So at this point, the goal is to get him some money, get us some money, and I'm actually going to try to help get the mom moved because I did that with my mom. I know the guy that runs the place because, when my mom was moving in, I was like, listen, you're going to talk to me. And he, y'all know how I am. I don't take shit from anybody. So this guy that runs the place, Tom, was kind of like, oh, well, here's how things are done. I'm like, listen, let me just tell you something, mister. You can't bulldoze over me. I want to meet you. I want to know you. I want your cell phone number. You run this building. My mom lives in that building. I want to know everything. So I went down and met him, and he was just like, damn, who is this girl? I'm like, my mom's going to be treated good. This is going to happen. Like, I'm an advocate for everybody in here. So I have Tom's phone number, email, cell phone, home number. And if I need to talk to him or text him about something, I do. And he gets back to me. So I'm going to bring this little lady down and have her talk and see what's going on. And, it may work out and it may not work out. But what I've seen in the month of March is all of the new foreclosures are not people that were on the list the month before, the month before, the month before, the month before, 8 months ago. Because we keep every lead sheet that we print out. And when we print a zip code, we go back and we always compare and see if there's anybody that, is like still lingering onto that list. And they're all like fresh, they're new. And so I guess it's never good, obviously that people are in foreclosure. But the good, nice thing about this is you're not dealing with people who haven't made payments for 2 years, who who are like, oh, the bank's not really going to take my house. I am still trying to work something out from COVID. These are freshly people, they're newly in foreclosure, they want to solve the problem and they want to get out and they want to get moved and they want to start over and they want to put it behind them. And that is normally how the foreclosure industry is. You're dealing with people that lost a job or moved or got a divorce or whatever, and they are not looking to drag it on until the end of time. They're looking to start over. And with COVID, I mean, shoot, man, 2020, 21, 22, and even the very beginning of 23, people were still trying to do forbearance agreements, still trying to drag it on, still trying to mooch off the bank, still trying to just trying. But the banks finally just were like, I mean, in my area, they were just like, we're just taking everyone to foreclosure. The banks hired 75% additional attorneys, and they literally just went poof through the state, through the country. And so I guess the nice thing about the business is now that we're back to the normal run of the mill people that are in foreclosure, they're they just came across a bad situation. And it's like when I had my foreclosure, my husband left, I had a baby and a job, like a regular run of the mill reason for being in foreclosure. And of course, nobody helped me, so I lost my house in foreclosure, which is what got me started in the business that I'm in today. But these are people that are not tainted by years of this, all the crap the bank has put them through. So the homeowners are much nicer. They're much more, they're like the people I remember. They're more cooperative. They want to solve their problem. They want to get moved. They want help. And they're not being unrealistic, like, oh, I've lived here for 3 years. The bank still didn't take my house. We're not hearing that anymore. These are all fresh meat, fresh new, fresh meat, fresh people that need help. They're not used to dragging things through the system until the end of actual time. And they're really thankful for the help. So right now, most of the people in March that we are seeing, their sell dates are, some of them are in May and some of them are in June. So when you print out the new foreclosure list from the county courthouse, we print it out like the 1st of March and all the sale dates are for June. So you got about a 90-day window. And 90-day window is just nice for the investor and it's nice for the homeowner too. Because you have time to do it, you have time to find it, you have time to wholesale it, or if you want to rehab it or keep it for a rental, you have time for that. People are not, $60,000 behind anymore. People are $15,000, $20,000 behind. So if you wanted to take some subject twos, these are deals that you could. One of the people we're working with is 13,000 behind. These are reasonable deals to reinstate and then take over the payments. So when people are 60,000 behind, or 20 months, or 30 months, or 33 months, I mean, nobody wants to reinstate that mortgage. If you're going to come up with 60 grand to reinstate somebody's mortgage, just find a different deal. But now we have a few people that are, 13, 14,000 behind. So this is a good time to start thinking back about subject twos again. If you can reinstate a house for 13,000 down, then you can turn around to owner financing and find someone that will give you 20 down. You pocket some, make the difference in the middle. As you make all the payments on time, the original homeowner's credit gets better, and you can start adding to your rental portfolio. So when we're in a normal, regular foreclosure world where people are just losing jobs, getting divorced, people are dying, people are retiring, like the normal things. People get sick, the normal things that cause hardships, opposed to the whole entire country being on the stupid COVID thing. It's just a little bit better. Well, it's not a little bit better. It's like night and day. So now I feel like I have time to help people, talk to people, really work out things and resolve things and not being so pushed to the wire. So I personally, I like it better. It's been much more enjoyable for me in the last 3 weeks or so, because everyone's so nice, because they're just like, oh my gosh, this happened, that happened, da 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 da, and they just want to solve the problem. So that's been great. Now, one of the things that we've been doing is, oh, and the banks have been nicer too. Let me just tell you, I call the bank and they're like, oh yeah, hey, here's how far behind they are. Here's what the payment. Like, I'm getting payoffs now in like a day or two. Like, everybody has just gotten easier to work with since the beginning of March. So I feel like, like that just, I feel like that I think most of America were through all the lingering COVID foreclosures. Now, never am I going to say, oh, yay, that's so great for us. I'm so happy, because people are still losing their house. However, that being said, people do lose their house. And for you, it's a good time to be a real estate investor, because it's going to be easier right now. So if you've tried in the past, or tried even a year ago, like, I don't know, it was really hard, I couldn't make it happen, try now. Start over, try now. It's the end of the first quarter. The banks are really great. They're so cooperative. The homeowners are cooperative. And people are under pressure, but not like that diehard, I've missed 25 payment pressure. So if you tried, you didn't make it, you thought, I don't know, come back. I'm telling you, come back. It's your time. It's your time. It's your time. Now, one of the things that we have started doing, and we do it before, but we're doing it. I tell you about Craigslist. I don't know what the deal is with Craigslist. We are getting deals like crazy people off Craigslist. We are putting ads in all the Craigslist within 50 miles, and putting in ads and getting calls and calls and calls and calls and calls. Like, Craigslist has been a plethora of deals. Another thing we start doing is we have the list of the foreclosures, like all the names, like maybe there's 50 names. There's about 20, it's about 30 names on a page. And I showed you, I think a week ago, when we go there and they're not home, we leave them a little thing that says, sorry, I missed you. Oh, it's on one of my videos. I don't know, go look on like TikTok or Instagram, watch some of my videos. Instagram, Dwanderful, Facebook, Dwanderful, TikTok, Dwantastic. Because, I'm fantastic too. And so the people that we leave a sorry I missed you on the next podcast here in a minute, next week, I'm going to show you some of the documents that we're using. So the ones that we talk to, we give them the Fed Up with Foreclosures package still. These are your 10 options. The other ones, we leave them a sorry I missed you. And so then we started calling, we bought a subscription for White Pages. So we are finding, I mean, everybody. We are finding everybody on whitepages.com. So I paid for a year subscription. I'm just putting them in their information, and we're getting everybody's phone numbers. So after, and if you don't want, like, oh, don't, I can never go door knocking. Get a list of the foreclosures, look them all up in white pages, and call them. Takes you 2 seconds to make a phone call, and we're calling them, but we also are looking for them on Facebook and sending them a message like, hey, I don't want to invade your space over here, but I see that you have a problem with your property. I'm a full-time real estate investor. I specialize in help folks like you solve their problems. And I was wondering what we can do to help you. I'd like to just email you a 30-page packet that has the 10 options that you have to buy time to stay in your home. We're not looking to buy your house. We're looking to help you buy time to stay in your home. So if you like this free information package, here's my cell phone, here's my email. Just email me and I'll send it right over. You don't have to call me. There's no pressure. Let me just send you their free information. And I'm telling you, everybody is getting back to us. So there was some sort of shift in the tides in the last 30 days. The homeowners are nicer. The banks are nicer. People are getting back. They're getting back through Facebook. They're getting back to the white pages. They're leaving their emails. They're leaving their phones. We're sending them information. Obviously, we're talking to them face to face when we can, but face to face isn't always possible. And a lot of you don't like to do it. I'm really distracted by my hair today. It's so long. I was curling my hair and I was like, what is happening with this hair today? It's kind of cool, huh? All right. So I know sometimes I'm a little self absorbed. You have to just get past me. It's part of my charm. Uh, so the white pages has really been great. Craigslist has really been great. And finding people on Facebook and just saying, let me just email you this package. It's got all kinds of information. I don't want to pressure you or, make you feel uncomfortable. Not trying to stalk you. I address all those things. Like, just here's the information and let me send it to you. And the people are letting us send the information. Now, in this last week, we got 3 deals under contract in a week. And I got to be honest with you, like the last 60 to 90 days, we have been like, what's that word? Like picking shit with the chickens. I couldn't get people to work. People were still trying to fight with the bank. They were still, but these are people that had been 24, 25, 7, 27, 30 payments. Were still trying to mooch out every last dollar that they could. And someone on the banks were just like, no. And they foreclosures. I mean, a bunch of people just like, one day, the bank sold my house. I was like, it's been like 27 months. So that's what banks do. So we had a couple months there, but about 90 days, which is like never, I have to be honest with you, it's never happened to me since day one of my career that I didn't close a deal, like a deal, like not like a little $2,000 deal, like a deal for 90 days. And I was like, what is happening? Have I lost my touch? What's going on? Why is this not working? And then just like all of a sudden, all the foreclosures were different. They were normal again. So we have been in an abnormal society since COVID started. And the foreclosure business has been different. And the good thing I've always said is when you have someone like me to help you, I've been through all the markets, so I adapt and change, and I was helping everybody. All of you were closing deals during COVID, following my advice and getting on my webinars and getting my training and investing in yourself by buying my programs so you can learn the information that I know and not just get it in half-hour increments on all these podcasts. And a ton of you have been investing in programs, and I really want you to do that. Dwanderful.com, opt in, get the free ebook, get on the webinar. I have a webinar, how to make 30,000 in 30 days, and I'm going to keep it up for a little while longer. But you need to know how to flip houses. You need to know how to wholesale. get it from the homeowner, sell to somebody else, make the money in between. Unless you are a rehabber or a landlord, and that's great, or a subject to person, that's great too. So I'm going to start talking about those things again as well. But right now that the tides have changed, let's all take advantage of that, help as many people as we can help, and have some fun doing it. I mean, the last couple of guys I talked to at the bank, they're just like, "Oh, hey, it's so great. Yeah, we're gonna help this guy." Da, da, da. And even the bank people are nicer. So it's like, did all the banks like get rid of their entire loss mitigation department and get a new one? Because they're so nice. And I told the girls, I was like, okay, this is what being an investor is all about. I do not know what's been happening the last 90 days, but I think it was just the ending of COVID colliding with the normal way of life, and things are back to normal. All those people that we talked to, all those months that we did all that follow up with, and that were like, no, give me a week, give me a week. I'll work with you. I want to work with you. I want to sign with you. I don't want to sign. I want to list. I don't want to list it. All those people lost their house in foreclosure. And that is because when so long goes by, people start living their life without their mortgage payment in their bills. Like I told you about the guys that bought trucks, the girl that bought a Mercedes, the people that did additions on their houses. They didn't have to make a mortgage payment, so they replaced the mortgage payment with something else, like a car or a truck or a home addition or a garage. And then that was, so now they have this budget and they can pay all these bills, but doesn't include the mortgage payment anymore. And those are the people that are really having a hard time. Like, I think I'm gonna get my house. It's been 2 years. Well, they did. I think most of them are gone. And I'm certainly not happy about that because I don't want to see anybody lose their house. But there were so many people that were like, no, 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 we'll work. And I said, listen, I'm telling you, the bank's not moving your sale date. No, they'll move it. They'll move it. They'll move it. And then they're calling me like the next day. The bank sold my house today. What do I do? It's like, move, pack and move. Because in 3 or 4 days, the sheriff's going to be there and they're going to move all your stuff for you to the curb. And you don't want that because that is brutal and it is ugly. So we're back with regular run of the mill real estate investing, foreclosure, people, banks. It's just, it's great. It's great. And all my people I'm talking to, they're so happy and they're so grateful and they're just so excited to work and like, oh, I don't want my credit to get any worse. I don't want to have 12 late payments, like whatever. And we've got a couple subject twos. My son just got another high equity, and this one has so much equity. He's going to make 100. His partner's going to make 100, and the homeowner's going to make 100. $300,000 in that house. And these people were just like so happy and so excited. And I met a guy, he's got a condo, no foreclosure, no back payments, does barely owe anything, but he wants to move to Florida. He's like, yeah, I'd like to work with you girls. Called us off Craigslist. Because I don't want to list my house, have people tromping through my house. I just want to work with you. And so we're starting to get, you know, nice people again. So if you've been trying to like crack into investing in the last year and you haven't been able to crack into it, please loop back in and try it again. I promise you, it's easier now than it was. And there has been a significant change in the tide in the last 30 days. Even Ayla and Felicia were like, wow, what happened to the homeowners? Why are they all so nice all of a sudden? I said, well, because these are regular homeowners. They're normally very nice. The COVID people just got used to living so long like that. And when it came down to the end, they weren't willing to like, give it up. And the people now are like, I don't want my credit to get worse. I don't want to lose my house to foreclosure. Like, and work with me. So it's good. So those of us that withstood the COVID, it was long, 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 long. However, things are back to normal as far as that goes. So now I will tell you one thing. I have noticed this. I've got a guy and he's only a few payments behind. And the bank is being extremely aggressive with him because he's got a 3 6.0% interest rate. And the bank's gonna lend that money back out right now, like 7.5, 7.7. He's like, man, the bank. I said, it seems like they just want my house. I said, well, they do. They just want it because they want to get the money back and they want to lend it out for double and triple the money. So the people with the really low interest rates, even though they're fresh foreclosures, the banks are denying forbearances and loan modifications. I've had 2 people denied a loan mod that I thought qualify. And I mean, I've seen 1,000 other people qualify with worse than what they had, and the bank said no. And their interest rate was low. I mean, at 2.2%, and the bank said, no, we're not working anything out. Pay it all up, or we're foreclosing. So the banks are still being aggressive. I warned you all about this months ago. I've said this several times over the last few months. The banks are definitely being aggressive to the people with super low interest rates, and a couple right now that are just like fresh. And the bank said, no, we're not going to send you any offers. Pay up or move out. So it's like, okay, like move them up. Hold on here, move them up or move them out. So people are now within like 12 months. Like I said, the banks are easier, the banks are better. People with a low interest rate, I'm telling you, it's just the tide has changed so dramatically in the last couple of weeks, and I personally am just like really thankful for it because I mean, I don't care how rude a person or a bank is. It doesn't make any difference to me because I have all the scripts. I know what I'm doing, and I could care less. You want to yell at me? I'm going to yell right back at you. I don't care. But for Ale and Felicia, they're newer at this section, this part of the business. And I know it's been a little bit of a struggle for them. But I'm like, hey, you got to hang in there. When the going gets tough, get going. Like, we do more before 6 a.m. than those people, like whatever the Marines or the Army or whatever that all is. The tough get going, tough going gets tough get going. So stayed with it, still closed some deals, but now all of a sudden deals are falling into our lap. So I'm going to recommend the white pages to Facebook, finding people on Facebook, and Craigslist. It's just, man, I don't know what happened, but all of a sudden it's just like, so super excited about that for myself. Super excited about that for all of you. Now, I do want to take a second here. And first of all, I always say this, and I just want to keep saying it. If you love listening to the most wonderful real estate podcast ever, if you learn, if you laugh, if you learn one thing, please go and subscribe and leave me a 5-star review. I can't grow my podcast without you. Now, this year, this is my 5th year. So I'm in my 5th year and I'm still not number 1. So what is that about, my friends? I cannot be number 1 without you. I wanted to be number 1 in the first year, and then the second year, and then the 3rd year, and then the 4th year, and now it's the 5th year, and I'm still not number 1. So come on, man, help a girl out. Show me some love. Register, subscribe, share. I'm going to keep on going until I'm number 1. And then when I'm number 1, I'm going to keep on going. I ain't letting nobody get me down, but I can't do it without you. That's the bottom line. So I'm going to read a couple of reviews because, I'm up to, I don't even know now, 2,200 or something. I have so many 5-star reviews. I just like, every time I get one, I'm like, ah! So it's super exciting. I'm posting them on my Instagram and stuff now. And when you all leave them, I appreciate it. And I read every single one. And honestly, especially when I'm having like a bad day, I'll go read a bunch of reviews and see all the nice things that y'all say about me. And honestly, it really lifts my day. It makes me happy. And I appreciate you. So here is one that said, I recommend to anyone. This has become my daily addiction. Very clear, concise, and detailed instructions on how to get into growing your business and creating your own income. You are really awesome, Dwan. John Hicks in the United States. Thank you, my friend. This next one is 5 stars. It says very approachable podcast. Dwan is amazing, and each episode leaves you feeling inspired. I look forward to hearing more and seeing how we can learn from them. Ronnie Brantley from the United States. Thank you, Ronnie. And one more, 5 stars, packed with information and guests. Dwan does a phenomenal job of running this podcast with organic conversations that provide exceptional information. The questions are on point, the guests are exceptional, and she has tons of fun. I really do. She always has great questions, and the time is content packed. And definitely a fan, Anthony Craft, United States. I have to tell you, I've interviewed, you'll see them in April. I interviewed a couple of guys. I'm not going to say who they are. You just have to watch and tell me who you think it is. And they were, well, people that don't know me and haven't met me don't understand all my amazing charm. But my superpower, honestly, is getting people to tell me everything. And I had 2 people that literally said on the show, they said, I've never had such a fun interview in my entire life. And I've been interviewing with people for the last 5 years. And they said, your superpower is getting people to talk and be comfortable and just spill the beans about everything. So, and the one specific guy, he was very, what's the word? A conservative. And by the end, we were dying laughing. Now, I've been on his show and now we've talked, and it's like, he goes, honest to God, Dwan, he goes, you have a superpower. I had never had anyone get me to open up like that. So I really have fun. So I really love this review because it says the questions are on point, the guests are exceptional. She has a ton of fun. I love asking people questions that throw them off. It's like, that makes my whole day. So if you're ever going to be a guest on my show, just know that when you come on, we're going to have some fun. All right. So every week I share all my secrets, all my secret sauce, all my things. And, if you don't listen to the most wonderful real estate podcast ever, I promise you that it's costing you money. I listen to all kinds of people's shows, and most people interview only, which is great because I like to do interviews. I like to be interviewed, but I like to come on Tuesdays and teach because where are you going to get someone that's done thousands of personal deals? I've had over 500,000 people over the last 30 years invest in my program. That's thousands of students, and they're all doing good. They're making a ton of money. I want you to be the next person. But that's never going to happen if you don't stay in, stay tuned, set your alarm, learn, go back and binge. I am super binge worthy. Now, I just got my website updated, Dwanderful.com. So every podcast I've ever done is on there with the video. And obviously on all the iTunes and Spotify and everything is the audio. And I'm working on getting a bunch of them over onto YouTube. So if you're not subscribing to me at YouTube, it's YouTube. It's just Dwanderful Real Estate Investing channel. It's kind of long, but I want to make sure. Dwanderful Real Estate Investing. Go to my YouTube. I have like 715 subscribers, and I'd like to start doing live calls on YouTube, but I can't do it until I have 1,000 subscribers, and I think I have to have 4,000 listening hours in a 30-day period. So if you'd like to hear me come on and just do live where you can actually answer questions and talk back and forth, y'all need to go subscribe over at YouTube and share it around because I'm at 700 something. And I started my channel in August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March. In the last 7 months, so that's like 100 a month. But come on, guys. I need 1,000. Then I can start doing lives. And the YouTubes will be fun because we'll do lives and y'all can ask me questions. And it'll be super fun. So follow me at YouTube. Follow me at Dwanderful. You really got to follow me everywhere so I can keep talking to you. You got to give the 5 stars. You got to make it a team effort. I cannot do it without you. And don't forget, I'm on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube all the time now. So I've got some super fun videos up on YouTube. So I'm doing everything I can to help you all be successful because my goal is life. I mean, I am successful. I've been successful for a really long time. I've had a great career that really just got open a lot of doors for me right out of the gate. But you know what? I was a broke single mom fired from Denny's. I barely got out of high school. I have no formal education. And if I can, become a millionaire and own these great houses and own a town and do all that stuff in real estate investing, so can you. You are made out of good stuff. So I'll be back next week, same bat time, same bat channel. Remember that the truth is in the red letters. Ciao!